Hello everyone, today I will be doing a live review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Megatron. So, yeah, and I did custom modifications on him because, withering effects on him weren't the best in my opinion. So, you know what, I'm just going to mix some paint up, get as close as possible to him. That's what I did. So yeah, I gave him just, oh hey Bumble Bricks. So yeah, I gave him I tried to carry out the same color. Maybe I'm a little bit lighter or darker. So I just gave him just a bunch of gunmetal, like he already was, onto him. Then the crevices, the chest right here, that's by the Decepticon insignia, is all there. I just did around it. The edges like so. I did the silver on his crotch, down here on his thighs, even on the outside. I did his outside of his legs and the thumb of the back. Gave him that gunmetal effect on his feet, as you can see. And also on his arms, the outside, here, a little bit right there, some silver on his hands, just to make it look cohesive. Some more, well, you can't see it with the fusion cannon on, but there's some under it, and I did do some on his back and up on the top, and that's pretty much it for the custom modifications. So now let's get into the review for this guy. And before we go over him, let me go over the box for him, if it will focus. So here's the box. Thank God, because I was at Walmart on, I believe it was Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember for sure. And the collector goes up to me and goes, "Oh man, that's the last one." I'm like, "Heck yeah." And he goes, "Good luck with that." So yeah, I'm so glad I got this, because this was really the only Siege Voyager class that was there. As you can see, Siege, Megatron, some very, very nice artwork in my opinion of him just menacingly glancing over. On the back, got him looking all spectacular. Then we have his sword and his fusion cannon connected together, because why not? And blowpipe. There's a blowpipe right there. Then there's fire drive. Then there's Megatron's tank mode. 17 steps. Blah blah blah. I still love this. That's the very nicely done Decepticon logo and the Autobot logos on these. I just really like it. Then we got the War for Cybertron. We got Autobot Generations, Authentics, Takara Hasbro, 8 and up. Sure, why not? So yeah, there's the packaging. So since we moved Megatron aside, here is one of his weapons, which is the sword that it comes with, or the tank turret piece. Nicely done. I just wish the blades right here were done in like a silver, but I could have done that. I was just too lazy not to do. So yeah, this can be a sword, it can be a gun. There are slots here, so if you have the Lionizer Battlemaster, you can put the flame effects onto them, so it, just looks like it's swinging down. If you have two Lionizer guys, you can put one right there, one right there, but I think right there would make the most sense, but you do whatever, it's your toy. Then, if you want this as a gun, what you can do is unpeg these from in the turret as well. There's tabs right there. Then you can bring them down, and there you got a gun. In MGrow's review for this guy, he moved the sword bits out of the way, and he made it so the gun had the swords out like so around the gun nozzle, where you can, I'm pretty sure you can attach the gun bit. I'm using this from fire drives, so it looks like it is shooting, which I think the shooting effect is a really nice touch with all of these. So if we take this off, push this aside, not yet, but we're taking a look at his fusion cannon. His fusion cannon, it's nicely done. No painting, but the sculpting, you know, really looks well. You know, he had that nice G1 throwback with the screws and everything on it. Then for the tank mode, this part shows that looks Cybertronian, which is good. And I'll show that off once we get the tank mode, which will be in a little bit, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. He can also have the port from the Fire Drive, Battle Master, or Target Master, whatever you wish to call them. And he can have the firing effect from his fusion cannon, which is a nice touch. And you can combine the two. Peg, port. This is more for tank mode, really, but yeah, it was on the back of the box just showing them that you could plug it into his upper shoulders. So, yeah. Now onto the detail, or articulation, I should say. For articulation, so far, the head is on a ball joint, which can, no. It can't do a full 360 due to, I think, how the helmet is designed. So it just stops really right there. So I think less than 90 degrees, but that's around how a human should look. Megatron can look up that far. Can't really look down. There's a panel, like that is X sits on, and it's tight on mine, but it does sometimes droop down due to transformation, and you can look all the way up with that panel if you wish to, but it really just bugs me whenever I moves up because there's a huge gap. Personal preference to you. The arm articulation, the shoulders can go out all the way. They can go in that much. They can do a full 360. There is a upper elbow swivel, a little bit over 90 degrees of articulation. No wrist swivel, which is a bummer, but I can see why I do the engineering, but oh well. Wrist can move in if you want to, but just like flywheels. The waist can do a full 360, and I'm really glad that they have a waist swivel on them, because I think that is nicely done. If you move the backpack out of the way, you can get a full 360. He has a nice full spread. Legs can go kick all the way forward, and if the backpack's out of the way, all the way back. But if it's in the way, then they can only really do that. he has a thigh swivel, which can do with full 360. He has 9 degrees of bend in the knee, and he has clicking in ankle joints, so you can unclick them, and it's a little bit under 90, but it's a pretty good stance. And if you listen real quickly, you can hear the ankles tabbing into place. Now, for comparison, here he is with an older Voyager class figure, and here he is with Hunt for the Decepticons, or yeah, I believe that's what line he is from. Voyager class, Lockdown. As you can see, with most of the newer Voyager and Deluxe figures from Siege, they're a bit shorter, but the plastic quality has been, you know, better-ish. It feels like more solid. It doesn't feel like fragile or anything, which is good. They probably just shortened these down and compressed the plastics, but as I've seen on upcoming figures from the Siege line and current figures from the Siege line, there's a lot of hollowness into them. For saying, I believe that the Leader Class Siege Shockwave has hollowness. So does the upcoming Ironhide. And this Megatron isn't quite hollow, but his forearms, as you can see, you can see through them, and also, you know, there's a little bit of hollowness with the thighs, but other than that, he's not really that much hollow. Here he is with Power of the Prime's Grimlock. As you can see, they're about the same height, surprisingly. But I do believe that this Grimlock was a bit of a shorter figure. Yeah, Megatron's a bit taller than Grimlock. Just noticed that because I only had him for a couple days. Here he is with a fellow Decepticon Siege line, which is Flywheels, or Skytread. Back in G1 he was known as Flywheels, but his name was copyrighted, so they had to do it to Skytread. Which I think, you know, they scale reasonably well. And here he is with Siege Hound. Hound is a shorter figure, but I think it looks well enough. And for our Legions or Legends class, whatever you wish to call it, is Combiner Wars, Legions class, Legends class, Skywarp. Just for a Legends class comparison. Now to transform Megatron, what you want to do, and sorry if I mess this up all the time because I'm not really used to his transformation yet. So what you want to do is fold in the hands. You can keep the fusion cannon on his shoulder. You want to straighten out the arms, like so. Something just got kicked at me by Megatron, and I don't know what that was. I have no idea what that was. You can bring up these things that are on the hinge on the shoulders. Then you can rotate his fusion cannon around on his arm. Then go to his back, untab the whole entire back section, bring it all the way up, like so. Then what I like to do is I bring out the arms and I tab them into place like so. Then I normally just rotate the waist around so I don't forget to do it. Like so. Then I compress the feet like so and put the ankles at a angle Make sure the heels are tabbed in to the feet. But what you want to do is bring out the thighs. Did I do that right? Yeah. Then fold up these while you're compressing the thighs. Bring this down. Compress. Gotta be careful I'm holding on to. Then you want to rotate the thigh in, but you don't want to move the universal joint right here. So the best way of doing it, put your thumb on the universal joint and have a grip onto here and just push this into place like so. And rotate that into place and put that over the thigh. There's a tab and then there's a hole socket for it to tab into like so. Same thing with this side. Sorry if I bump into the camera. There we go. You can bring this up and you can tab it in like the other one. There we go. Make sure everything's lined up. I don't know why. Nope, this one isn't tabbed in all the way. Make sure everything seems lined up. Then move on to the front. What you want to do is you want to move out the tank treads that are on hinges. Then what you want to do is compress this really together and just really shove it into there, because it for the most part should go in like so. Then you want to spread these out a little bit. There are tabs on the inside and there are slots that you can tab into. Make sure it's all tabbed together for the most part. Make sure that is all locked into place. Like so. I'm not sure if you can rotate his head around or not. I just left it like that because for simplicity. As I get him orientated. Right now I have a problem with the legs, and I think that's a recurring problem, or I just didn't tab stuff in right. I didn't have it tabbed in correctly. So I still don't have it tabbed in. Oh well. As I bring the camera down, move him out of the way, what you want to do is rotate the gun like so, then tab the sword portion of the sword or gun like this. There is a hole, so it's like a sheave, and this will go into Megatron while this will tab in to the fusion cannon, and there he is in his tank form like so. Now I did do extra withering for the paint on him, so I basically just went in over the top of there and in the bottom just to give him looking like he's withered a bit. Just not realizing I should have done these outside panels too. It would make more sense if he was in tank mode, but it's whatever. So, there you have it. There is the Siege Voyager class Megatron. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.